2nd of June, 1916. Another blood-soaked day. I am spent after 10 hours in surgery. It was nightfall before I could eat the cold supper Maria had set out for me and bring myself to read the Times, there to learn of more millions dying on the Western Front, where the slaughter continues unabated. As both patient and surgeon, I have known the terrible price of battle, but this surpasses anything in my experience. It is hard to believe the extinction of an entire generation is the price England must pay to prevent the German double-headed eagle waving over Buckingham Palace and the imbecilic Kaiser sitting on his grandmother's throne.
Footnote: the Kaiser's grandmother was Queen Victoria.
I had thought to retire after Juliet's death, but instead of finding time for grief, I am obliged to exhaust myself amid the stench of ether and carbolic, treating maimed and disfigured young men, many little more than boys, who return from France amid a never-ending flood of viscera and missing parts, some arriving still in the remnants of the uniforms in which they were wounded. All bear the same faraway look, as though they were seeing not what was before their eyes, but something unimaginable behind them. Fulham Road is choking on a river of ambulances streaming from the train stations. I am literally trembling with fatigue and know my days as surgeon are numbered. But the day's travails turn out to have scarcely begun. Sitting alone at my dining table, I became aware of a moaning that I originally imagined to be a summer breeze soughing in the chimney, but the sounds soon resolved themselves into what was unmistakably human. Maria was weeping in the pantry. Maria, who has been with us for more years than I care to remember, first engaged by Juliet at the start of our marriage, has served us since with never a murmur of complaint, helping nurse Juliet during the last terrible months of her illness, and then staying on to see to my widower's needs ever since. She had a gentleman friend some time ago, but lately I have not seen or heard of him. I dare not ask why. The sobs persisted, so I set down my napkin and wandered into the larder, where I found the poor woman in her chair, trying to muffle her cries in a dish-towel. "Maria, what is it?" She started and looked at me as guiltily as if I'd caught her stealing the spoons. I'm so sorry, Doctor." She dabbed furiously at her eyes with the towel. "Forgive me." "I'm sure there's nothing to forgive, Maria. What's wrong?" She shook her head, unwilling or unable to reply. I put a hand on her quaking shoulder. "Come, tell me." She allowed my hand to steady her. Taking several deep breaths, she removed the towel and spoke into it. "It's Harry, my nephew. Mount Sorrel, wheresoever that is." "Oh, Maria,